In this video, we will complete the Pennsylvania Online Business Tax Registration in the Department of Revenue's myPATH system to apply for a sales tax license, as well as employer withholding, unemployment compensation, and workers' compensation. To get started, go to mypath.pa.gov. Individuals with an existing myPATH account for personal income tax purposes and who are registering for a sole proprietorship should log in to myPATH and click More in the menu, then click Register New Business Tax Accounts. Similarly, business entities with existing business accounts who need to add additional taxes or services should log into their existing myPATH account or register for a username and password first to complete the logged-in version of the registration. Individuals without an existing myPATH account and businesses without existing PA tax accounts should complete the registration prior to creating a username and password or logging in. In the confirmation email received upon submission, there will be additional instructions to register for a username and password or to add access to the business to your personal account. For this video, we will be completing the non-logged in version of the application. To do so, from the home page in the registration panel, click Pennsylvania Online Business Tax Registration. On the following page, click Business Tax Registration. Review the information. Pay particular attention to the tax types listed on the left side of the screen. If you do not need any of the tax accounts listed, you do not need to complete the registration. When you are ready, click Next at the bottom of the screen. For this video, to demonstrate the process, I will be registering tax accounts for a single member LLC. However, the process is similar for all business entity types. Therefore, when completing your registration, make sure to select the correct corresponding entity type for your business structure. Complete the demographic screen by inputting the business entity information. For the purposes of this video, I will be a single member LLC. I have not elected to be classified as a C corporation for federal tax purposes. The business entity is organized for profit. I am not exempt from federal income tax. The ID type will be FEIN. If you are an LLC or another business entity, such as an LLC, corporation, partnership, or nonprofit, and you do not have an EIN, you should first apply for one through the IRS at www.irs.gov and then come back to this registration. If you do have an EIN, enter it into the field now. Enter the legal name of the business. If you have a DBA that is different than the legal name, enter it in the next field. For this video, I will not have a DBA. Enter your business address. After you've inputted the address, click Verify Address. Indicate yes or no if you have additional PA locations other than that listed above. Indicate yes or no if the mailing address is the same as the business location address. Indicate yes or no if the location where records are kept is the same as the business address. Click Next. On the following screen, indicate whether the reason you are registering is because you or your business acquired or purchased another business. For this video, I did not acquire or purchase another business. No. Additionally, indicate whether the business you are registering is a result of a change in legal structure. For this video, I did not change the legal structure of my business. No. Finally, indicate whether the reason you are registering is because the entity underwent a merger, consolidation, dissolution, or other restructuring. For this video, I did not undergo a merger, consolidation, dissolution, or other restructuring. No. If you are a new business that has never operated, then the answer to these three questions would be no. Also, if you are not sure how to answer these questions, it is most likely that the answers are no. If you are still not comfortable with answering these questions, please reach out to a tax professional for guidance. The next field, enter the date of first operations. This is the first date the entity conducted any activity. This includes startup operations prior to opening for business. For this video, I'm inputting today. In the next field, enter the date of first operations in Pennsylvania. This is the first date the entity conducted any activity in Pennsylvania or employed PA residents. This includes startup operations prior to opening for business. Again, I am selecting today. In the next field, enter your tax year or fiscal year end date. A fiscal year is a period that a company or government uses for accounting purposes and preparing financial statements. For tax purposes, the Internal Revenue Service allows companies to be either calendar year taxpayers or fiscal year taxpayers. For this video, I will be a calendar filer, so I will input 12/31. If you were a fiscal filer, you would input the date your fiscal year ends. In the next field, select the phone type and enter the phone number. Then click Next. The following screen is the corporate information screen. There is only one required field. Click it, and a single member LLC would select non-stock. Click Next. On the following screen, you will enter the NAICS or NAICS code that best describes your business activity. To do so, scroll down and click Add a Record. Click Search NAICS code. Enter a NAICS code or description of your business activity in 1 or 2 words. For this video, I will search for business consulting. If you do not get a result, use different descriptions until something appears. Try to get as close as possible and don't worry if it doesn't exactly match your business activity. Select the result on the right side of the screen, then click OK. Enter the percentage of activity that this NAICS code represents of the entire business's activity. If there are multiple activities, then you will add each one individually. The total percentage of activity must add up to 100%. Since my business only does business consulting, I will input 100%. Finally, check the box if this is the business's primary activity. Then click Add. In addition to selecting a proper NAICS code, you must also describe your business's activity in the box. For this video, I will input single member LLC with one employee providing business consulting services to individuals and businesses. You can be as detailed as you would like to be in this box. In the following field, enter the percentage that the establishment's receipts or revenues represent of the total PA receipts or revenues of the business entity. Essentially, this question is asking, what is the percentage of income from this location? If you only have one business location, this will be 100%. If you have multiple locations, the percentage of income from each location might vary, however, it must add up to 100%. Businesses that are not involved in construction activity can then click Next. If your business is involved in construction activity, provide the percentages of construction activity based on the listed categories. Then click Next. On the following page, answer the questions to determine what accounts you need. Please be sure to answer these questions based on your personal or business situation. This video is for demonstration purposes only and may not be specific to your exact situation. For this video, I will not be registering for corporation taxes. Only C corporations or entities filing as a C corporation for federal tax purposes are required to register for corporation taxes. I will be registering for sales use in hotel occupancy tax. This is required of any business who will be selling a taxable product or service to customers in Pennsylvania. I have never been and do not want to become a PA lottery retailer. If you are interested in being a PA lottery retailer, answer yes. I will have employees. However, please select no if you do not plan on hiring employees in the next 6 months. I am not registering for a tobacco license. However, answer yes if you plan to manufacture or sell tobacco products. In Pennsylvania, cigarette stamping agents, wholesalers, retailers, and vending machine operators must be licensed as dealers by the PA Department of Revenue. Also, all manufacturers, wholesalers, and retailers engaged in commerce of other tobacco products in the Commonwealth are also required to be licensed for the sale of tobacco products. I will not be promoting shows in Pennsylvania. However, again, answer yes if you do plan on organizing shows where vendors will be collecting sales tax. A promoter is any entity engaged in renting, leasing, or granting permission to any person to use space at a show for the display or for the sale of tangible personal property or services. The last two questions are grayed out because of my previous answers, so they do not require a response. In the next field, make any applicable selections based on your business activity. For this video, I will click the Sales, Use, and Hotel Occupancy Tax license. In the next field, I want to select Employer Withholding, Unemployment Compensation, and Workers' Compensation coverage. If you will have a third-party policy workers' compensation policy, leave workers' compensation unchecked and you will enter your policy information on a later screen. In this field, enter the earliest date that you plan to start withholding tax from your employees. For this video, I am using today's date. However, you can use a date in the future, or if you've already started withholding, a date in the past. Then click Next. On the following screen, you will enter the establishment sales information. You'll see a series of questions based on your responses on the previous screen. Answer any questions that are not grayed out. For this video, there is only one question that I need to answer. I will select yes, that the business will be selling taxable products or services to consumers in PA. When I select yes, I'm required to enter a date of first taxable sale. For this video, I'm using today's date. Again, you can use a date in the future, or if you've already collected sales tax, a date in the past. Next, indicate the counties in which you'll be conducting business, or indicate that you'll be conducting business in all counties. For this video, I'll be conducting business in all counties. Click Next. On the following screen, you will enter the establishment employer information. Again, please be sure to answer these questions based on your specific situation. For this video, yes, I do employ individuals who work in Pennsylvania. I do not employ PA residents who work outside Pennsylvania. I do not pay remuneration for services to persons I do not consider employees. I do not report non-resident withholding or non-employee compensation, business, or lease payments. And finally, I do not issue 1099-Rs for reporting taxable distributions from a benefit trust, deferred payment, or retirement plan for PA residents. In the next field, enter the date that wages were or will be first paid. For this video, I'm using today's date. Again, keep in mind that this can be a date in the future, or if you've already withheld, a date in the past. There was never and never has been a break in employment, so I will leave that field blank. In the next field, enter the total number of employees. If you are not sure, you can leave it blank. For this video, I will have one employee. I am not involved in construction, so the next two fields will be left blank. In the next field, enter the estimated gross wages per quarter. Remember, this is only an estimate. In this video, if I pay my employee $20 an hour and they work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, the gross wages per quarter would be about $12,800. Under Agency Details, indicate whether the business has workers' compensation coverage. For this video, I do not have workers' compensation coverage yet. In the next field, indicate why you do not have coverage. If you simply have not yet applied for a workers' compensation policy and want to obtain coverage through the State Workers' Compensation Fund, select none of these options apply. Refer to the video for hiring employees for additional information related to applying for a state-provided workers' compensation policy. Then click Next. On the following screen, review the selections you made related to the business's sales activities. When you are satisfied, click Next. On the following screen, review the selections you made related to the business's employer activities. When you are satisfied, click Next. On the following screen, enter the business's ownership information. A single-member LLC can have only one owner. To add an owner, scroll down and click Add a Record. For type, select Owner. Indicate whether the owner of the LLC is another business or an individual. The owner is required to provide either their Social Security number or ITIN. For this video, I'll select Social Security number and input the Social Security number. Since there is only one owner, the ownership percentage will be 100%. If there are multiple owners, the percentage would be less than 100%. Just keep in mind that the percentages of ownership must add up to 100%. Input a title and effective date of title. For this video, I will simply list owner and the date when the LLC was formed, which was today. Since date of birth is not a required field, I will leave it blank. If you are applying for a tobacco license, the date of birth will be required. Scroll down, select a phone type and enter the phone number and email address. Indicate whether the person listed is responsible for remitting sales and employer withholding tax. For this video, I will select yes for both questions. Finally, enter the name and address of the individual. Then click Verify Address. Once the address is verified, click Add. If there are multiple owners, you will add them one at a time, following the directions I've previously provided. When you are ready, click Next. On the following screen, indicate whether the business acquired 51% or more of any class of PA assets of another business entity. If you did not purchase another business or its assets, the answer is no for both questions. If you are a brand new business that has never operated, the answer will also be no. Click Next. On the following screen, review the information you entered and selections you made to ensure they are correct. and when you are ready, click Next. On the following screen, enter the information for the person authorizing the application as well as the person submitting it. It can be the same person or different people. For this video, it is the same person. After completing the required fields, click Submit. You will then see a confirmation screen and receive an email with additional instructions to create a username and password in myPATH. This concludes our video. If you still need assistance, please reach out to the Business One Stop Shop at 833-722-6778 or by email at business.dced@pa.gov.